In this video, we'll be showing you how to utilize our player search tool. As you can see, here are all of the different fields you all can utilize to search any athlete in any division. We offer every level from Division 1 all the way down to NAIA and JUCO players. From there, we encourage you to filter your search down as far as possible using the other criteria to make your list of players as manageable as you can. You can see if I click into our conference field here, you have the ability to filter down to any conference that we have in that division, but also the ability to select all high major, mid major, and low major conferences all at once. On the right, you have the ability to select any players from specific teams in the division you have selected, as well as the different positions you would like to search, class here, so if you would like to see any players with certain amount of eligibility left or just any of eligibility left, you can search all of these years and just exclude seniors. You have height, min, and max, as well as weight. And then below that, you have our proximity feature as well. So this gives you the ability to search any players whose hometown are within a certain distance of whatever address you would like. So whether that is campus for you, you can catch those players that are trying to come home once they enter that portal. Also, over on the right, you'll see the portal only checkbox. This is only going to return players that are actively in the transfer portal currently. As you are preparing throughout the season using our player search tool, you can just leave that unchecked, kind of build your list with all those players, and then you will be able to see when they enter the portal when it does open. Down below is where you have the ability to sort by your stats and add any statistical filters as well. Let's go ahead and do a search, and then I'll show you how to save your searches as well. So my team needs a big going into next season, so let's search all bigs in the country. So I'm going to go to position, I'm going to select center, forward center, and let's leave it there. I'm not going to filter down any of the years currently, but I do want them to be at least 6'7", so let's put that in there. We'll leave proximity off for now. I am going to sort my list by points per game, and then I only want to return players that get 7 rebounds per game. So we'll plug that in, rebounds per game, and then 7. And then let's do offensive rebounds per game as well at 2. Once we have our search plugged in here, we'll go down to the bottom right and we have a few different options. So first, you're going to see the red reset button. All that's going to do is completely reset my search that we just plugged in there. So I'm not going to click that one. Next, you have your search button. That is just going to run the search that we just plugged in, which we'll do here in a minute. And then you have the option to save your searches here as well. So I've plugged this in. This might be a search that we want to continuously do as we keep getting into the player search tool and trying to find those players for our program. So now you can save those searches. Once I click save, this modal will pop up where you can name that search whatever you would like, add any description if you would like to as well. Down below, you're just seeing a breakdown of what that search is, and then you have this checkbox here, share search with team. If I have that checked, this is going to save it as a team search where all of my staff in my account can utilize it. If I uncheck that box, it will just be saved as my search and only I will be able to use it. So from there, I would just click save, and then that would save for us. So as you see, after we save those searches, first you're going to see your recent searches. This is just going to show you any of the searches that you have previously done in this session. So if you want to just jump back and forth with some different ones that you're plugging in, you can do that here as well. You'll see down below the play button will run that search for you. This button will just load it into the player search tool without running it. So maybe you want to have all of these fields, but you also want to add in that you only want juniors or something like that. So you can just load the search into the player search tool without it actually running it like the first button's going to do. The star is going to allow you to just save these searches. So I can take a recent search and put it into a saved search or a team search. And then you also have the ability to delete them as well. So like I said before, save searches are going to be ones that I saved in my account, and then team searches here would be any of those team ones that I would save across accounts. You also have the ability to see those saves up here in the top right corner. So this icon here, once I click on that, will pull up the same modal that I just showed you for that search history. So let's go ahead and close that down, and I'm going to go ahead and click search, and let's see what returns for us. Okay, so now we can see our criteria here, and that we have 32 players that match that criteria. Now we have a few different options as well. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on one of these athletes down below. What this is going to do is pull out their player drawer from the right side of the screen. First, you're going to see career stats for this player, so you'll be able to see any of the teams that this player has played for, as well as his stats for that as I scroll through. And then I can toggle over to 25-26 stats and see this season's stats with some different splits here as well. Up in the top right corner, you have the actions menu, which is going to give you a bunch of different options here. So add prospect is just going to add them to your database. Adding them to a watch list will add them to whatever watch list you would like here. You do have the ability to have multiple watch lists, and those will send you notifications 3 times a day if that player is on one of your watch lists and enters the transfer portal. Down below, if you do have boards in your package, this would add them to one of those boards, and then you would be able to manipulate that player inside of the board later on. Below, you have the ability to print this profile, mark them unqualified. So what that means is maybe I have looked at Logan, I have deemed that this player is not going to qualify to transfer over to our team for whatever reason that may be for your program. What I can do is I can mark them unqualified. What that's going to do is put a red X next to their name over here and show you who marked that player unqualified. So any other members of your staff can jump in and see that somebody has already marked this guy that he's not going to be able to transfer over. If you want to not show players that are unqualified in that list, all you have to do is uncheck this box, and pretty much those players would just not show down below. Opening back up over on the right, our last option is adding a note. So as you can see down below, we have staff notes here. This is a really good way to keep all of your staff's notes on this player in one place. So all I have to do is click add note. You'll be able to see the title. You can change the type of note. We do have some presets down below, but you can just type whatever you would like in there and click on it, or just leave it as note as you see here. And then you would be able to type that new note for the player. So from there, you could just click submit. Down below, you'll be able to see the date, what the note was, and who posted that note, as well as being able to edit it or delete that as well. Once I toggle over down below, you'll see scouting reports. If we had played this team this season and I had created a profile for this player, those notes would come down below. You can see if you've played any of those players, how you might have guarded them, how they might have done against you all, just to kind of jog your memory here. And then you would be able to see their watch list as well. So if I went ahead and added this player to a watch list, click add, you would be able to see what watch list that player is on. So any other of your staff members can jump in and see if they are on another watch list, if any other staff members are looking at that player. Up top here, you're also going to see the AI button, which is going to pull up advanced analytics on this individual player, as well as their Synergy logo. Clicking on that will bring you to their Synergy profile, where you can go ahead and watch the video for this player. Clicking this X on the right will close that player drawer. That will allow you to see that we have those same AI and Synergy buttons over on the right-hand side inside of the table down below as well. As I showed you before, the portal only checkbox does not only live in the player search, it will live here too. So if I click this box, pretty much it would just show me any players that are in the portal, which once that opens up will be a lot more. You have the ability to print this list here, and you also have the ability to adjust those save searches as well from this screen. So right here, once I click this edit icon, it would jump me back into my search and let me edit my search, as well as showing me my options down below. Just go ahead and click search again, bring that list back up. This button is going to reset the search, so I'm not going to click on that right now, but it will just bring you back to player search and completely wipe it out for you. The save button here will let you save this current search, so maybe on that last screen you didn't know what it was going to return and you just want to see it here and then maybe save it afterwards, so you can do that here. And then lastly, you can see the search history right here with the last button on the right hand side. And that's how you utilize our player search tool in our front office suite. If you want to learn more about front office or any other areas of Just Play, check out the other videos on our channel. If you have any questions or would like to see what Just Play can do for you and your program, please don't hesitate to reach out.